I'm just sitting here thinking like how um just I'm thinking about Oprah's book, What Happened to You.
So,
Um and I shared with a gentleman I work with in Little Rock that I, listened to it on Audible. And I love that, Oprah reads it with her psychotherapist, um, who analyze like why she shows up in certain ways as an adult. And it's all linked. She had a traumatic childhood.
oh yes, you did. Just
She
for
had a very
yeah,
traumatic childhood. But she at some point saw that, she sat with it and realized that, this isn't right. I'm tired of this. Why is this happening this way? And she got help. And she wanted someone that specialized in childhood trauma because she sat with it long enough to realize that's what she needed the help with, you know? Um, and now she's a billionaire, like and sometimes I'm just sitting here thinking sometimes us just giving ourselves the love and attention that we so want to give to others sometimes could be the difference maker in you, you know, being who you are or sitting across the table from the likes of Oprah.
yeah,
Like we need some blockages out of the way because some of us can't even receive, not some of us, because some people cannot receive love because they have things in the way of that love getting in, or they can't step into uh, businesses and roles and careers that they would like because they have some things blocking. And the sad part is so many people are like, well, I got this and I got this. But do you realize you could probably have an infinite amount more if you just took the time to heal? Because healed eyes, healed ears, healed thinking, it is very different. Like you're open to so much more. And yeah, you may be successful without it, or without, like, you may think that you are the most successful, and you very well on paper may be at the most successful part in your life, but remove those things from your life that are preventing you from getting better. I don't know why there's such a stigma around therapy. I wish that there was something I could do to change that. I've been asked, like, why you go?
know the answer.
Well, why not? Like, I just want to be a better version of me. Like, I don't, when I'm itching to get back to Georgia so I can start therapy again. Not because I've got this laundry list of things that are wrong. Therapy helped me be better. And so, I want to always show up as my most authentic and my best self. And I know that I need help to do that. So it doesn't cancel out the other things that I do. It's just in addition to what I do. So yeah, you had your hand raised. Gonna let you.
Well, it's a stigma because in our community, um, because it was seen as crazy people go to therapy,
Mm,
and that's where
mm.
you get. Well, there's nothing wrong with me,
Right,
so
right,
that's where you get that from, where it wasn't seen as like a mentor or
right,
uh,
right.
because uh if you ask them, hairstylists,
Mm-hmm,
barbers, um, coaches, athletic coaches, um, pastors, people who normally don't have the title of are acting in those places of a therapist,
right.
right?
Yeah.
Because when we go get our hair fixed, you get to venting, you have someone to bounce things
Mm-hmm,
off of. When you go get your hair cut, you have somebody to bounce things
mm-hmm,
off of. You go to the pastor, what I'm saying, the coach sees you. What going on with you? Why you not performing? Man, talk to me after practice.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You have
Same thing.
and it's the same thing as that you're actually paying someone a copay who
Mm-hmm,
is intentionally giving you their time
right.
to say, hey, let's talk about these things. And again, point out things that you can see. So the whole benefit of being in a relationship is not to say you're in a relationship and post pictures to Instagram and Facebook. I didn't know if people knew that or not. But the whole actually like God purpose, one of the purpose, because you get your own purpose for that relationship, but the purpose, the God-given purpose for relationships is for you to be your best self.
Mhm.
To be,
Mhm.
God wants you to be your whole authentic self. And when you
Mhm.
are single, when those people say, I don't need nobody, I want to be single, it doesn't help for you to grow because you can't see your blind spots.
Right.
So you
Right.
only can do so much growing by yourself. So you need a companion. You need
Mhm.
somebody around you. We cannot do this thing alone. You need somebody to say,
Mhm.
hey, they don't have to be your romantic partner, but it needs to be somebody close enough to you, preferably
Mhm.
live with you every day to say, hey, did you know you do this?
Right.
Did you know you're
Right.
showing up like this? Because again, it could be a blind spot. I'd be like, what do you mean I show up like this?
Mhm.
You tend to do this. Like anytime you talking to your mom on the phone, right after that, you always like are in this mood, or you always got to do,
Mhm.
did you notice that?
Mhm.
When you
Mhm.
live by yourself, you're not going to notice that because you're in this
Nope.
bubble. So
Right.
go to therapy and you started talking about something. And so 4 weeks later down the road, your therapist say, hey, I want to bring up something.
Mhm.
We'll always get to talk about school, and then the conversation always navigates to your mom. What's
Right.
Well, what do you mean? It always navigates. So
Mhm.
last session and the session before that,
Mhm. Mhm.
we were talking about this situation that happened at school, and somehow we ended up back in your mom. And every time we talk about this situation, it ends up over here. Your mom, is there? Did something happen?
Mhm.
You can do that without feeling judged. You're paying someone to tell them your deep, darkest,
Mhm.
nastiest, whatever secrets. And the same thing as a coach. There are things that people can tell me that unless you say, I'm going to go off and kill somebody or kill myself, I can't tell
Right.
nobody. I
Right.
can't even, in a court of law, I can't say nothing.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and so that's another benefit of having a therapist.
Right.
Because they're obligated by law to not say nothing.
Because there's a whole lot of people out here, and I share with someone, you talking to someone that is a relative or a longtime friend or this, that, another, there is a certain degree of well, they have an affection for you.
Yeah.
They have a relationship with you. So they're gonna be subjective, meaning they're gonna be influenced by the relationship that they have with you and by what they know. You need someone objective.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the outside looking in. Yes, I'm paying you these coins to listen to me, but that person, like you said, I love the comparison to a coach because you can dump all that stuff on that person and they're going to give you a tool. They're going to give you something to go practice, just like a coach would. If you went to a coach and said, hey, I'm having trouble tackling, or I'm having trouble hitting this three, they're going to say, okay, so you should try this, stand like this, set your body up. A therapist does the same thing, and I think, yeah, there is a stigma behind, yeah, you crazy, so you gotta go.
I know.
Crazy people do crazy things, and crazy people hurt other people sometimes,
Yeah.
and crazy people hurt themselves sometimes. So maybe you do need to go um to therapy if you've ever felt that way, or just felt like you don't belong
And I
anywhere.
wanna I wanna co-sign on the hurt. Hurt doesn't necessarily mean like physically hurt yourself.
Right,
You
right.
seek out relationships where people are always avoiding you, how you say running from you, and you're the one doing
Mhm.
the chasing. But then
Yep,
when somebody is there to match you with your energy of
yep.
loving you and being there and not running away from you, you see that as boring and not exciting because you're
Mhm.
used to trying to get approval and validation from mama or daddy or both. So you seek out
Right.
relationships where the person doesn't see you and you're always trying to work for their approval and validation. That's hurting yourself because those
Yep,
relationships don't feel good, but you need to sit with yourself, self-reflection.
yep.
Why do I always end up with people like that? Why don't I like, Sharon, who clearly loves me,
Yeah.
she cute and all, but
Right.
Veronica over here don't be paying me no mind, but I want her to.
And then also you just said something that caught my attention as well. It'll come back to me. I don't know what it was. I forget. But
You
um
have to be intentional.
it's
Um,
something about self. Oh, being intentional about self-reflection. When you, yes, it was like I said, it was really hard for me. Like it's still kind of tricky for me to meditate, but it's funny. I never really got fully in the groove of meditation, but self-reflection is second nature to me now. So I'll even notice like if I get frustrated about something, I'll stop and I was like, you're frustrated at this person for this, but what is this person really trying to do for you? So is it you being frustrated over something silly, or do you really need to look at what this person is doing? So because my thing is I want to show appreciation. I don't want to feel like I'm diminishing someone who's really trying to help me, because again, we come from two different places.
right.
So what may look like a norm to them, I might be like, ugh, but I also know who I'm dealing with. So can I just have a conversation with that person? Or do I start acting funny because they didn't do it the way I wanted them to do it the first time? That's self-reflection. So in the moment, like I'm not having to go take a bath or sit down and woosah outside under a tree to do that. That's in the moment self-reflection that I've noticed that I've started doing. But that came with the being intentional at first. And then having my moments in every day or during the week that I'm gonna do that, to the point now where I was like, okay, Candace, really like think about how you reacted. And if it is something that's worth talking to the person about, it also gives me the moment to check my tone and my delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I am an Aquarian through and through. And sometimes, they say we blunt. That's what they say. That's what they say. We
I have
just
no
say it how
dog in
it
this
is.
fight, so I'm just be
We just say it how it is. So if you know my heart, I don't mean any harm.
quiet. But just for the people who may be struggling with self-awareness and self-reflection, there are two different things. Self-reflection
Mm,
is mostly after the fact, and self-awareness
mm,
is in the moment. Like you
mm.
are aware of self. You know, when someone says, I know what I'm doing,
Yeah,
you are self-aware.
yeah.
But if somebody is pointing out to you, hey, do you know you do this? You're not aware of self.
Mm.
Self-reflections
That's
help you
good.
to gain more self-awareness.
Self-awareness. Oh, I guess I'm self-aware as well then.
Yeah. Because the more you practice
Yeah.
looking at what you've done,
Mm-hmm.
it helps you if there are bad habits to catch it.
Right.
So then
Right.
you're amping up your self-awareness.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Hmm.
And the more self-aware you are, then you can prevent, like how you said, checking your tone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And with you self-reflecting on, was my tone right when I just said that, whatever,
Right.
you will be more cognitive of the next time you speak to that person, especially if you know when you normally deal with this person, my tone sometimes may switch
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
might get a little snappy. You'll already have it in your mind to be aware of that. So then if you even sense yourself, you're gonna check it. You may not catch it the first time, but it'll be immediately after, and then you may
Mm.
apologize. But then now it's really there, and then you'll catch it before it even happened.
I
And
need to be more self-aware of my face. I don't know how to do that.
I don't know if that's gonna be.
I
I don't know.
Is there a word for making sure you keep your face together? Because mine don't.
It
My
is.
words and my face don't always match.
So there is a word for that, and it's called Botox. So go ahead.
Yeah,
It won't move.
yeah,
It don't
yeah.
move.
Because
Okay.
I'd have been told your face though. Like what?
Yeah. So um
My bad. I
self-reflection
didn't.
helps
I
us.
did not know that my face was doing that.
Yeah. So self-reflection helps us to be more self-aware, and being more self-aware helps us to be more authentic and show up as our best person. Also And until next time, as I would say, stay safe and sexy.
Hey.